Good morning. We are here with B Shift at Station 13 here in Lakeside, Arizona. We have Ty Daly and Cody Irwin. They're going to give us an example of firefighters are our friends. So take it away, Ty. It's up to you.
Hi guys, hi everybody watching. This morning, like you said, the topic is going to be firefighters are our friend. In a lot of scary situations, I'm sure a lot of you children could see us dressed up in all of our gear and be a little intimidated, maybe a little scared. It's already going to be a scary situation, so seeing somebody with all their gear on could be a very scary situation even more. Right now, we're going to put Cody in his gear, and I'm going to explain the different gear and why we wear it. And as he gets dressed up, you're going to see him transform from a good-looking firefighter into somebody that's going to possibly look a little scary to you, especially when you're already scared, you're possibly hiding. I know once we get into a fire, kids are very good at hiding. I've got children, I play hide and seek with them all the time. You guys are very creative at the little nooks and crannies you can fit into, and when you're scared, you're gonna try and hide. That's a natural thing.
In fact, we even have a saying that we like to tell the kids that when you hear the alarm go off, what is it we tell them? Do we hide under your bed?
Don't hide, go outside.
Exactly.
That's something that you always want to try and keep in your mind. Don't hide, go outside. We know you're scared, but the last thing you want to do is be in a harmful environment with no gear on. And hopefully your parents are going to help you set up some kind of a meeting place, maybe your front yard, maybe your backyard, maybe a neighbor's house, somewhere for you to, once you get out of the house, you know right where to go. That way you're not scared and alone, and at least you're outside of the house and you have a place to go. Those are important
So
things.
our meeting place.
Yeah, a meeting place. Those are very important things for your parents to go over with you. They should also go over ways to unlock your doors, open a window, maybe even if you need to pull a chair up while you're doing that. Just they need to go over ways to help you help yourself, just in case we haven't made it there yet. We're very fast at getting there, but sometimes a lot goes on, and it might take us a few minutes to get there, and that might be the time that it takes you to unlock a door and run out in the front yard with the rest of your family. So we'll get right into Cody getting into his gear. I'll explain some of it first. We've got tall boots because obviously being firefighters, we walk around in a lot of water. We're standing in a lot of debris. There's a lot of things that could cut our feet, or holes we can fall in and floors. So we got to have high boots that have safety toes on them. When it's all said and done, all of this gear weighs about 50 to 60 pounds, and it definitely can weigh on a firefighter. But that's one of the reasons why we try and stay in shape. We try and we're mandated to work out as much as we can.
So we noticed Cody, he looks kind of like an ordinary kind of guy, right?
Yep, me and him can
Nice.
have a conversation. He's just a regular guy you'd see in the store. And that's another thing that I wanted to get across to some of you kids and some of your parents. There's a difference between good strangers and bad strangers. We always tell kids, all strangers are bad. That's not the case. Firefighters, police officers, those types of people are good strangers. If you see us in our gear or even in the store shopping with you guys, we're good strangers. Feel free to ask us questions. Feel free to come up and touch some of our gear if you want to become more familiar with it. That'll help you be less scared when we come, hopefully to help you out.
Hopefully we never have to respond to a home fire, but
Exactly.
especially somebody trapped in there.
Yeah,
But
hopefully we never have to find you in a position like that, but we don't want you to be even more scared and prevent us from getting to you and getting you out of a bad situation, because that's what we do. As good strangers, it's up to us to make sure you're comfortable when we come in. It's already going to be scary, like I said, so once he gets in all his gear, you're going to see him transform from a regular guy that you would see anywhere into something that might look like a monster or might look like an alien. It's definitely going to be a little different look than you're used to. So
Well, let's check that out. In fact, normally when you guys get the call for a home fire, residential fire, structure fire of any sort, your firefighter is we like to have them get all dressed in less than a minute, right?
Yep. Yep. We do drills monthly where we jump in our gear and we have to have everything on in less than a minute. That's another thing when we're getting in this gear. It's really important for us to go ahead and be precise about the way we put it on, because the last thing we want to do is leave our body exposed once we get into hot smoke and really high temperatures and stuff like that, which if you were potentially hiding, that's somewhere that was a position you would be in. You wouldn't have any of this gear and you would already be hot, you would already be smelling and tasting smoke. You know, we want to try and get you out of there as soon as possible. So we're going to go ahead and just start working through the process, and as he puts his gear on, I'll tell you what everything is.
We got a thumbs up from Christy.
This is obviously a live telecast, so you guys are welcome to send in questions. If you have questions or you want to know what a particular kind of gear is, or you have you have even statements just to throw out there, please feel free. That's why it's live. So we want you guys to interact with us. So he just jumped into his boots. He's going to go ahead and pull those up. There's 3 layers to these. One layer is to prevent debris and stuff from getting in. The other is a reflective layer. And then there's an air layer that keeps the air a little bit cooler than the ambient air around us. This hood is to keep his neck and his throat and the sides of his face, his ears, the tops of his head. That's to keep all of that stuff from being exposed to high temperatures as well, which for you guys is just hot. For little kids, everything is hot. And the last thing we want to do is let our skin get touched by hot air or heavy smoke or anything like that. So as he's putting the gear on, the first thing you'll see that's different from normal people is everything is going to be covered. Our feet are going to be covered, our hands are going to be covered, our neck's going to be covered, our face, our head, everything is going to be covered. So you're going to look like a totally different person. You might not even look like a person at all. So that comes back to you guys being familiar with us. If you ever see us in our gear, please come up and feel free to ask us about our gear, touch the gear, put it on. That's going to help you be more comfortable when you see us coming for you in a fire, or hollering, having you call out for us so that we can find you if you're hiding.
So we got a couple of people saying hi and strong work. We got Katie and Chris saying strong work, guys. Good job. Keep it going.
So we're going to have him go ahead and throw his pack on. These packs weigh about 45, 50 pounds.
So the pack, like when I'm talking to the kids, I tell them, because they all carry backpacks to school these days. And I ask them, what do they have in their backpack, and what do you guys carry in your backpack?
So what we carry in our backpack is clean air. As you can imagine, in a fire, there's going to be really hot air. There's going to be lots of smoke. There could be things floating around from a burning couch or, your burning carpet, things that are in the air that we can't breathe. And you shouldn't be breathing either, which is why we're going to get in as fast as we can and try and get you out of there. You can go ahead and turn it on. These tanks will let us work hard for about 20 minutes. And then we can go ahead and cycle out. These devices right here have a thermal imaging camera on them where you can actually tell the temperature of certain things in the building. You can see temperatures through walls. It's not on because it's not hooked up yet. So we're going to have Cody put on his mask. And you can already see he's already totally looking like a different person. He almost doesn't look like a person anymore.
He's definitely gained some weight there, hasn't he?
The whole point of all of this is our safety. We can't save you if we're exposed like you are. So with that being said, the key to us keeping ourselves safe is to help each other out and keep each other safe as well. So before we ever go into a fire, it's our job to help each other by checking our gear, by making sure that everything is covered on him before he goes in to really hot temperatures. Make sure that his gloves are completely on. Make sure that his mask isn't blocking his view so that he can see and find you, because it's going to be dark. It's going to be, we might have already cut the electricity, or the electricity might already be off because of the heat in the fire.
So Jude says he looks like an animal. Are you an animal, Cody?
Exactly.
I'm an animal.
He looks like an anteater almost. So he's going to go ahead and put that on, and this is you're going to hear all kinds of noise and stuff. If you're hiding in a fire, you're going to hear, crackling. You're going to hear things falling. You're going to hear people screaming. You're going to hear loud noises and beeps. And the key is for you to call out to us. If you hear these things, call to us. Let us get to you as fast as we can and get you out of there. Like we said, don't hide, go outside. And if you can't get outside, that's why we come in as fast as we can to try and get you out of those bad, the bad situation and the bad things that you're exposed to.
So what was that beeping we just heard?
So that beeping is Cody's pass device, and that's going to go off if Cody was to get hurt and have something stop him from getting to you, or he gets hurt. That's going to let us know where he is. And that's kind of what we want you to do. We want you to be your own pass device for us. And
that's pretty darn loud.
it is pretty loud, and it might seem scary. It's going to be another one of those sounds that you're definitely not going to be used to. It's not going to be something that's going to, it will probably scare you a little bit more. But if the more familiar you are with it, like we said, come see our gear. I'm sure most of you have seen us at your schools, or you've come by the station with your classes, and we've done, you've seen our gear on the trucks. You've seen us dress up like this. If not, come by the station and we'll show you our gear and let you get familiar with it. Let you see it and touch it and not be so scared. So anytime there's a bad fire, you're going to have a lot of hot temperatures. You're going to have smoke coming down from the ceiling. You're not going to see, very rarely, you're going to see firefighters standing up like this. They're probably going to be down on their hands and knees like this. And they're going to be calling for you. They're going to say, "Is anybody here? Can we help you? Where are you?" And you have to be able to tell us where you are if you're hiding. So you have to try and keep your wits about you a little bit too. It's going to be scary. You're going to feel alone probably if you're hiding by yourself. But you have to be able to. You can hear Cody. Go ahead and talk to me, Cody.
Hey Ty, how you doing?
Holler out for the kids.
Is anybody in here?
See,
He
sounds normal, but he's going to probably be a little bit louder when when things are getting hectic and he's trying to find you. But he's going to be down on his hands and knees, and you will probably be down, sitting down or under a bed or in a closet, which we don't want. We want you to not hide. We want you to go outside. But if you're scared and you are hiding and you hear us coming, you see us down on the ground, you see a shadow of something that you're not used to, you'll probably see lights on, stuff like that you're not used to. But when you see those things, you have to come to us. We have to get you out of that situation. That's why we do what we do. And like I said, there's good strangers and bad strangers. You see police officers and firefighters, we're good strangers. And we're here to help. We're here to protect you. We're here to get you out of bad situations.
So excellent. Thank you for that. And I noticed you got some other kind of gear in the back. We're going to let Cody go ahead and get back to his normal self without all of his turnout gear on.
You'll see him transform back into a good-looking, handsome firefighter.
So why don't you describe what you got in the back? What is that type of protective clothing for?
I'm sure a lot of you guys know we live in the forest. We deal with different kinds of fires. This type of gear is going to be for like a house fire or a shed fire or a trash fire or a car fire. We have a totally different set of gear for our wildland fires. I'm sure you guys might be too young to remember, but we've had some pretty bad fires up here. Most forests will eventually have a fire at some point. Tons of us and tons of other firefighters across the country, it's our job to do the same thing we do structurally, and that's to protect you guys and to fight fire. So we have a totally different set of gear over here. This is what we call our wildland firefighting gear. This is going to be gear that we're going to take into the forest. And if you look, every piece of it is different than what Cody is wearing. Our boots are different. Our helmets are different. Our backpacks are different. Our gloves are different. Every part of what we wear out in the forest is meant to be a little bit lighter than what we are going to go into a structure fire with, and we don't need the clean air packs that we use for a structure fire. So just about every part of it is going to be different. We're going to wear different shirts. We wear long sleeve shirts, and you'll see all the firefighters across the country always wear long sleeve shirts. That's to keep hot embers and hot things falling out of the air when they land on us. That's to keep them high collars, to keep that stuff off of our skin, just like all this gear is for, but it's a lighter weight version of that.
So we got a question. It says, how do you get your turnouts clean after the fire call?
That's a very good question. So we have extractors. They're special washing machines that we put our gear into, and we have a special kind of soap that we put into it that helps break apart all those carcinogens and all the bad stuff that falls on us in a fire. And you know, if we're pulling down ceiling, or we're cutting through a wall, or we're cutting through, you know, a garage door, and we've got metal shavings on us, that special soap and that special extractor are made to basically pull all of those materials out of our gear so that we can be ready for the next fire.
Thank you, Caitlin, for that question. And in fact, thank you guys for showing this demonstration for us, being able to help especially the younger kids, the preschool, kindergarten, first, second graders, because they don't always have a tendency to make it to the stations, to get tours and see a firefighter dress up. And it is different, the kind of gear that you guys wear, and all of it's regardless of what type of fire you're going into, to protect yourselves, to be able to go and help protect families in our community, correct?
Absolutely. That's what we're here to do. We're here to protect our community and serve our community, and our gear is your gear. You guys are welcome to come by the stations anytime you feel the need, and check out any of our gear at any time.
Of course, right now, during this particular
with
time,
social distancing, we
in
got to
fact,
keep each other
that's right.
at a certain distance.
And you notice we have all of B shift, Station 13 B shift here, and they're keeping their distance, because in order for us to do our jobs and keep our distances and keep us healthy, we maintain that same social distancing. Thanks for joining us, and look forward to some more.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Bye. Make good choices.